Hello and welcome. You are listening to the Feng Shui Serenity podcast. I am your host, Grace New. Each month, I tune into the key themes that might be showing up for the collective, using Chinese astrology, 5 elements, as well as Feng Shui. And here, we talk about all things sacred, divine guidance, soulful living, creative expression, and finding the magic within. Hello and welcome to this episode called Stabilizing Your Energy Through the Changing Landscape. This is the title dropped in this morning as I was getting ready to record this August energy forecast. So it is really interesting. It emphasizes the importance of stabilizing our energy. And if you have been watching or listening to my monthly energy forecast, you would know that the change is not something new just showing up this month. The change has been brewing in the last month, the last couple of years. But this August in 2022 is going to bring it to a new height. And the current is going to be strong. And it can feel turbulent at times and hard to navigate. And I say this not to bring you fear, but to get you fully prepared. And of course, within this episode, I'm going to teach you some very practical and grounded techniques where you can use in whatever situation you find yourself in. And just on a side note, with each episode of the Feng Shui Serenity podcast, I use the monthly energy as a platform, as an inspiration. But the teaching and the strategy, the techniques I teach here in each episode is not necessarily time sensitive, where you can always revisit and re-listen to the episode if you happen to find yourself in the deep end of the energy current. And so you can paddle out very quickly and with calmness, with grace, with elegance. So this is going to be such a juicy episode, and I'm going to talk in 3 parts. So first of all, I would like to address the significance of the August energy within the entire 2022. And we're going to revisit a few key energetic themes that I talked about at the very start of the Year of the Tiger. And the second is I'm going to apply or address how this clash will affect you on individual level based on your 4 pillars of destiny chart. And I will teach you one specific clash dissolving strategies using money during this month, so you can test it. And just a word of warning, this may also trigger some of your money blocks if you do hold certain wounded energy around money. And lastly, I'm going to teach you 3 techniques how you can stabilize your energy during this major energy shift where the landscape is changing rapidly. So the August monkey month starts from the 7th of August. And you might be finding yourself in a tricky situation already, or right in the middle of this energy current where you feel confused and feeling the impact of this magnitude. For example, you might be standing at the very end of a long and significant relationship, and you know that you are about to move into a very different phase in life. Yet you might also be feeling a bit confused, and you might feel this strong current of the emotion, the grief washing over you. a little bit tinge of the fear about the future. Or you might be a business owner, suddenly find yourself in the middle of the situation where there is so much instability within your team or your employee. There is this huge influx of energy of going in and out. And this instability really stir up a lot of insecurity within you. And then you're worried about how this will affect your business, how this will affect your financial outlook for this month. Or some of you may going through a career crisis at the moment, where there is this explosive energy that you can't even explain between you and your boss or your superior or your colleagues, where things just doesn't work out. It feels you're being pushed into a corner. Where this can happen because of the August energy, where there is a highly possible that the August energy will push you into a corner. August energy will put you in a situation where you have to decide. You have to choose. And this is where we rebirth. This is where you are pushing to the end of a road where there is a new path is going to emerge. This is what the new landscape is all about. And sometimes we need energy to push us into a corner so that we can actually see there is a door that leads you to the new resolution, to the new elevation, where you say no, where you have been keeping yourself small, where you have compromised so much that you feel you are being suffocated. And this is where the magic of the August energy is going to be life-changing and life-saving. And this is where you have the opportunity to truly become the master of your own destiny rather than being swept away with this energy current. So you can rebirth your power. You can magnify the aligned opportunity and create this pure magic within your full potential. So let me unpack this firstly from the elemental perspective. The month of August is being influenced by the energy of monkey. So the animal sign monkey is in direct clash with the yearly energy, which is tiger. And in Chinese terms, this is considered 天克地冲, which means the heaven and earth in complete clash. The concept of a clash essentially is about changes. It describes that two types of the energy force in collision and create a colossal changes along the way. It also reveals sometimes a brutal truth that if there is an existing misalignment somewhere in your life, and for some reason you have not been able to deal with it, or you are aware of it, but delaying resolving the issue. So when the clash energy comes along, you are likely to be in a vulnerable position. What you have been putting off or avoid dealing with will be immediately put in front of you and forcing you to resolve these issues. And this is precisely why I made a choice to work on myself, or I work with my client on a daily basis. So we release those energy pockets where that is not aligned. So we do not have to wait until the energy clash, such as August, in order to be shown what needs to be healed, what needs to be aligned. And it is because during these energy storms, anything can happen and things can become unpredictable. And some people can crash and burn. But if you have been releasing this energy intensity along the way, then anything you encounter in this tsunami, in this tornado, will be a soft landing. One of the reasons that August clash month is magnified because beyond the monkey and tiger clash, there is also a heavenly stem clash between the young earth and young water. So when we're looking at the clash between the young earth and young water, we will literally be seeing the events around the globe to do with the earth and water, such as tsunamis, such as landslide, such as floods. So during the month of August, be extra careful and avoid any risky activities or sports, especially if you're spending time in the mountain or to do with water or ocean. The August clash energy not only going to manifest on a physical level, such as the natural disasters and events, but it will also have a great impact towards the economy and the financial market. Many of us have been feeling this already. The talks of the inflation, the ever-increasing issues with the supply chain, the ever-rising petrol price, and our daily living expense. This is very much what I have predicted at the start of the year of the tiger. And I talked about the wealth has no substance and no strong foundation in year of the tiger, because the crucial metal element is missing in 2022. And if you have missed the Year of the Tiger Masterclass, you can always head to www.fengshuiserenity.com.au and you will be able to dive into this free masterclass. And most of the content are still very much relevant. And during the 2022 Year of the Tiger Masterclass, I also talked about when there is a lot of earth and water element, the illnesses is indicated. And a lot of these illnesses will be showing up as a mental illnesses as well. And this theme will be rising in the next 6 months. And you will notice for people who have not been tapping into the self-healing realm, have not done any work, their physical world will be forced to go through a sickness purge. And this is such an interesting topic, and I think that I might do another entire episode on this. Now, let's look at your personal 4 pillars of destiny chart to see the severity of the August clash can impact you. So if you know your 4 pillars of destiny chart, this is a good time to take it out, and so you can follow what I'm about to cover. If you don't know your 4 pillars of destiny chart, feel free to jump on my website. You should be able to find a portal where it can deliver your free 4 pillars of destiny chart instantly. The level of severity of the clash is determined based on how many clash animal signs within your chart. So the key signs we're looking for are tiger, monkey, snake, and pig. Now you know what are the clash animal signs you're looking for, and hopefully you have your 4 pillars of destiny chart in front of you. And where do we look for these animal signs? These animal signs are located at the bottom row within your natal chart. So this is called the earthly branches. When we ascertain whether you are in clash or the severity of the clash you're going through, we're going to look at the earthly branches within your chart. And we not only look at your year pillar, we also look at your month pillar, day pillar, as well as your hour pillar. So you can check if you have any of the clash animal signs in these 4 places. And once you check that, I also would like you to check if you have any of the animal signs in your 10-year luck pillar. And this is also located at the earthly branches, which is at the bottom of the chart. So once you have completed this exercise, you will know how many signs altogether in these 5 different places you have within your destiny chart. Of course, the more you have, the more severe that you will feel, or the impact you will feel during the clash period. Some of the physical manifestation of the August clash will be showing up like anything to do with movement. So the ride in general is going to be a little bit bumpy, but that's okay. As far as we are aware of it, we'll be able to deal with this much easily. For example, if you have a travel plan or you have a road trip planned, be cautious or have a plan B ready. So when things changing, you won't feel it is unexpected. And this can also mean be patient if you are in a traffic and don't try to get ahead. Be extra careful when you are driving because this is the metal and wood clash. And this clash will increase the possibility having bodily injuries. So be extra cautious, and if you can just be calm and mindful while you're driving, and that is the best. Sometimes the clash can also cause certain fines, such as parking fines. So if you are on the road a lot, just be really careful so you don't break any laws. So that will cause you any financial penalties as well. This clash can also manifest on emotional level because it involves wood. So it can be something to do with the temper, to do with anger and frustration. So if you find yourself under the stress of the emotional strain or stress, take a few deep breaths and get yourself in a meditative state or mindful state and step out of the situation and without taking immediate action. Because sometimes when we are under clash, our mind is not fully clear. And it is better to make any decision once we are calmer, and so we don't really create any issues or take any actions that we regret afterwards. So if you happen to fall into a more severe category of the clash during the month of August, or you're feeling this energy has been quite intense, here is a method I want to introduce to you called clash dissolving method using money. And this is very authentic, very Chinese. So this method is very much the reflection of the true essence of Feng Shui, where we always value health more than money. We always place the health and well-being as the top priority. And this is how I do my Feng Shui alignment as well as Feng Shui resonance. The first thing I look at is not money, but your health, your family's health, because this is the area that we are going to protect, to align first and foremost. And where it is necessary, we actually sacrifice money in exchange to health, well-being, and protection. And the clash dissolving method using money is exactly using this technique. We spend or let go certain amount of money in order to achieve better health and well-being, especially during a challenging time such as clash month or clash year. From the energetic perspective, and you will see that money indeed is just energy, and we use money to release this energy intensity, like we release this steam within the pressure cooker, so that we can achieve the better result to protect us, to protect our family. And of course, there will be many ways that you can easily part with the money. But what I would suggest is to use the money in the way that can benefit you in the long run and is considered a good investment. For example, the common practice is to, let's say, renovate your kitchen or do some kind of improvement within your home, because this will not only release that energy tension by releasing this money, but it is also enhance your lifestyle and improve your home in a long run. Another really great way of parting with the money is to benefit others. For example, to make certain donations or support those charity organizations. You can also donate blood, and that is another way of dissolving the clash. Because in essence, this is also helping and benefiting others. Now we've covered the first two parts of this episode, where you hopefully gain a certain level of understanding of the August monthly energy. And even if you are in clash based on your 4 pillars of destiny chart, you would know what to do. Now let's move into the last part of this episode and talk about 3 ways where you can stabilize your energy during the month of August. Now, when we move through the clash month's energy, even when you are not in personal clash, the energy can feel a little bit up and down. And things sometimes can feel a little bit unsettled. So first thing that I would invite you is to expand to this new level of acceptance, whatever the situation you might find yourself in. And when we are going through the energy change or energy up and down, we firstly need to understand what the energy is calling us to do. So the energy is really calling us, encouraging us to create changes. Well, at the same time, often than not, our brain is not really catered for changes. We don't like changes. We usually have a lot of resistance when changes are coming. So this, in fact, is really the shift of the level of consciousness. Because every time we change or every time we respond to changes, we expand into a new level of consciousness through our personal experiences. And this can be on a mind level, mind shift, but it can also affecting on a very physical level, visceral level, and how our body responds to changes. Because if you are conscious or fully connected with your body, you will notice sometimes our body have its unique response when change is coming. We may freeze in the face of changes. We may feel tightened within our sacral chakra because we don't really like it. Our body might feel nervous based on some historic record. And this really leads to my second point, or the second strategy, that is fully conscious with how our body responds to whatever the situation that you might find yourself in during month of August. And pay attention to the somatic response of your body and how you can soothe your body going through these changes. Sometimes when we're going through change, our body freezes. So it really requires you how you respond differently on mind level, on body level. So be conscious of that and how we can even just stretch our edge or stretch to a new edge a little bit more than what we normally would. So this is if you hold this level of consciousness and understand what the energy is asking us to do and go with that flow, and you'll find that this change or this month's energy is going to be so much easier to move through rather than resisting it. So here is the latest example that happened only a few days into August. and one of my private clients' employee just resigned. So this obviously has a little disruption in their business. And usually we put this into the bad category. However, if we are, first of all, accept this is the change, and we allow our consciousness to expand a little and to move through these new experiences and see, in fact, this is a blessing in disguise. Because of our business has grown so much, there is a certain level of mismatch in terms of the vibrational frequency. So can you allow, first of all, from your mind to shift into this new consciousness, these new experiences? And also pay attention to how your body responds to this. Your body might first feel a little stressed because of this new thing, this unknown. But can you relax into the trust? Can you relax into this new opportunity, this infinite growth? An experience is actually unfolding for your business. And as your body relax, as your mind shift, as this level of consciousness expand, the new frequency of this unknown person will manifest into your reality and will become a perfect match for this new growth frequency within your business. And a few months down the track, and you might be looking at this new team, this new structure, and thinking, I couldn't be happier. I could not have stretched this far without this clash energy. And you suddenly find yourself in this brand new landscape. Which leads me to the third strategy to stabilize your energy. And that is to invite something new. Anything, big or small. Change the ways you always do things. Shake up your world by bringing new experiences, new learnings, things that you have always been curious and want to deepen your understanding and your knowledge, and take up that course or reach out for this new coach that will be able to help you to expand. So coming back to the energy key themes, changes, changes, and changes. And that starts from creating these new neural pathways and link change to expansion, to heightened new experiences, rather than chaos, loss, and instability. Changes bring in new opportunities, new vision, higher realms, stepping into the new landscape. And this might also mean new ways of doing things, new ways to create your wealth, new thinking in terms of the wealth consciousness. As we talked about earlier, there is no solid foundation in terms of the wealth within 2022. But how can you shift and move your wealth consciousness in order to bring that foundation into your life? And my signature course, Wealth Alchemy, opens for enrollment in late August. How you can expand your wealth consciousness based on your 4 pillars of destiny chart. So, expand your learnings, expand your knowledge, do something different, change the pace, step out of your comfort zone. And when you deeply understand the energy themes beyond just the clash, you will see opportunities. You will see this clash, in fact, is the clash between the heaven and earth, where the gates will open for opportunities for those who are brave, who holds trust, who are curious and stepping into something that they haven't been done before. And if you expect your life to be different, you need to do something different from what you have always done. And why not choose this time where the energy can give you this invisible hand to help you to land in this new landscape? So I truly hope the clash energy within the August will help you to break down the barriers, to break off the chains that's stopping you from expanding to your brilliance. Thank you for listening to Feng Shui Serenity podcast. If you like this episode, make sure you subscribe or leave us a review. And I will see you next time.